Hello, welcome or welcome back, depending on if you're new here. It's time for a palette refresh. The last few months of 2023, I realized I was running out of paint for some of my most used colors, and I figured that in January I would take a look at what I had left and see if there was anything I wanted to remove or shift around before I refilled any of the wells. So that's what we're doing today. One fun quick tip for anyone who has a plastic palette that has gotten stained is if you want to get some of those stains out, you can take a rubber eraser and erase the plastic. It does a pretty good job of getting some of the more stubborn stains out. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could sit there and try to scrub every single one out. I don't really feel like that's necessary for me. While I clean my palette, I want to preface my color selections with this. It's important to note that I paint a lot of landscapes and I love a convenience color. I used to have the typical mixing staples like a warm and cool yellow, a warm and cool blue, and so on, but I found I wasn't using them often enough to warrant having a palette set up that way. I tried to force myself to incorporate Hansa yellow light for so long and it just wasn't happening. So with yellows especially, I lean a lot more towards earth tones and golds. So at the end of 2023, my palette included these colors. Unless I say otherwise, they're all Daniel Smith. Hansa Yellow Medium, Buff Titanium, Yellow Ochre, Quinacridone Rose, Pyrrol Red, Burnt Sienna, Burnt Umber, Dyke Brown, Perylene Green, Sap Cream, Olive Green, Cerulean, this is Emgram, Phthalo Blue, Ultramarine, Indigo, Payne's Gray, Neutral Tint, Amethyst Genuine. Along the inside crease of the palette, I added a couple of half pans with double-sided paint tape, and these are colors that either I don't use very often, but I don't want to get rid of completely, or they're colors that I want to test and see if I want to give them a more permanent place. At the end of the year, those colors were Indian Red, Pyrrol Orange, Zoisite Genuine, Cascade Green, and Lavender, and all of those were also Daniel Smith. For the most part, I've done a pretty good job of choosing colors that I'll reach for regularly. I refilled most of these wells at least once last year, and as you can see, several of them were empty again. Anyway, I'm making a couple of changes today. I'm removing Phthalo Blue from the wells and replacing it with Quinacridone Gold, and I'm removing the half pans for Zoisite Genuine and Cascade Green, and I'm replacing those with Roman Szmal's Potter's Pink and Daniel Smith's Cobalt Teal. I'm doing a lot of cleaning because the whole middle of my palette has to shift over so that the color order of the new paints will make sense for my brain. I've had Phthalo Blue on my palette for years now, and I don't think I've ever actually finished it, so it was really time for that one to go. As for the greens, I don't really need them, and having 5 greens on a palette this size is excessive, and I'm aware of that. I debated adding Naples Yellow as well because I've grown to like that one recently, but having both Yellow Ochre and Naples Yellow also felt a little unnecessary. Maybe I'll add it to the side later, I don't know, we'll see. So those are the changes I'm making, and it's time to swatch the final palette, and I'll go through my choices. I'm too impatient to go in order and wait for each swatch to dry, so I'm going to do every other color and then I'll swing back around. So starting on the left side, we have Hansa Yellow Medium. This is Daniel Smith. I'm keeping this for now. I don't use a lot of it, but it does come in handy. It is pigment PY97. Next we have Quinacridone Rose. This is also Daniel Smith. It is PV19. This is great for florals. After that, we have Quinacridone Gold. This is Daniel Smith, PO48, PY150. This one I used to have on my palette, then I got rid of it, then I brought it back, then I got rid of it, and now I'm putting it back again. So we'll see if it stays this time. It's a really pretty gold. Next is Burnt Sienna. This is Daniel Smith. It's PBR7. I've had it for a while. I like this one. Next is Van Dyke Brown. This is Daniel Smith, PBR7. And this one is definitely a convenience brown. Easy enough to mix your own, but it comes in handy when I don't have a lot of time. Next is Sap Green, Daniel Smith, PO48, PY150, and PG7. Great bright green. Then we have Cerulean. This is M Gram. I love this color. It's super pigmented and easy to re-wet. I used to have the Daniel Smith version of this color, and maybe it was just a bad tube, but I didn't like it at all. It didn't feel very pigmented. There were some pretty serious binder separation things going on every time I poured it out. I don't know if that's just something that tends to happen with the way Daniel Smith does those colors, because that doesn't really happen with this M Gram one at all. This is pigment PB36, and I like it. It's great. Next is Indigo. This is Daniel Smith PB60 and PBK6. Nice darker blue. Might change this one out in the next round of palette changes, because since I also have Payne's Gray and the next one, which is Neutral Tint, I can't tell if I really need indigo on here, but I do use it often enough to keep it, at least for this round. I might choose between indigo and Payne's Gray next time I do a palette refresh, though. We'll see. Then we have Neutral Tint. This is Daniel Smith. It is PBK6, PV19, and PB15. This is another staple for me. It's a great dark gray that can be used as a black, but it doesn't feel like a flat black. It has some depth to it. Leans a little more towards like the blue undertones. Okay, now along the sidebar here we have Indian Red. This is Daniel Smith, PR101. This is a dark earthy red. It's fairly opaque. If you watched my Letchworth travel spread video, which I will link below, I used this color for the bridge, although I think I actually did mix a little bit of a brighter red in there, because this is a very earthy red, more towards almost a brown sometimes. Next we have Pyrrol Orange. This is Daniel Smith. It's PO73. I don't use orange often at all, but it comes in handy on the rare occasions that I need one, and this one's super bright, so this is basically the only reason it's there. Next we have Cobalt Teal. This is Daniel Smith PG50. This is such a pretty color, and I forgot I had it. So I'm adding it here in hopes that it'll inspire me to use it more often. I will say that I feel this one has like a weird binder or consistency thing going on. I don't know if that's typical for this color. It's very pigmented and I like using it, but re-wetting it is sometimes weird. It has an odd consistency to it. Okay, so swinging back around to the beginning, we have Buff Titanium, Daniel Smith. This is PW6:1. This is great for sand or toning down a color. It has a white pigment, so it does add some opacity as well. Then we have Pyrrol Red. This is PR254. Not much to say about this one. Super bright, like fire truck red. I don't use it much, but it's there for when I need it. Then Yellow Ochre. This is PY43. This is Daniel Smith. Definitely one of my most used colors. I use this a ton and I love it. I think I've refilled this well at least twice this year, and it's empty again. Next is Burnt Umber, another staple color for me. I'm actually trying Davinci this time. I had Daniel Smith before, but I had run out of my tube last time. So this time I'm trying Davinci, which is PBR7, and we'll see if I like it. Next is Perylene Green. This one is Daniel Smith PBK31. Great darker green. Then we've got Olive Green. This is Daniel Smith. This is another convenience color. You could definitely mix it pretty easily. It's PY97, PB29, and PBR7. Again, you could totally mix this fairly easily, but I use a ton of it, so it makes sense for me to have a pre-mixed well. Next we have Ultramarine. This is Daniel Smith PB29. This is like such a workhorse color. I use it so much, it's not even funny. Great blue on its own, great for mixing, wonderful with burnt umber for a lovely gray. Like, what can't this color do? I don't know. I love it. This is the end of my little baby tube of Daniel Smith. Not sure if I'm gonna try another brand's version next just to switch it up, but we'll see. I do like this version, although it does sometimes dry a bit weird in the well. I don't know, but either way, great color. Next is Payne's Gray. This is Daniel Smith PB29 and PBK9. This is another heavily used color for me. It's a great dark blue gray that can be used as almost as a black if necessary, but it's got a really nice dark blue depth to it. Next we have Amethyst Genuine, Daniel Smith. This is a lovely purple that actually has a light sparkle to it. I love this color, even if I don't remember to use it as often as I like to. Like a lot of the Primatech colors, sometimes it's a little tougher to re-wet just because of what they're made of, but it's so worth it to have on a palette for me. And then back to the back row, we have Roman Szmal Potter's Pink. This one is a new color for me. It is pigment PR233. I just got this one recently and I like it a lot more than Daniel Smith's version, which is what I had before. It feels more pink, it feels more pigmented, and it re-wets better, so I'm really excited to get to know it. And then last but not least, we have Lavender. This is Daniel Smith. It's PW6, PV15, and PB29. This is staying exactly where it was before. It was great to be able to pull out when I need it, but I don't need it in a full well. It has a white pigment in it, so it's more on the opaque side, and I like adding it into my landscapes. So there we have it. That's my palette refresh for 2024. I'm excited to get painting with it. If you've stuck with me this far, I really appreciate you. Let me know what your palette staples are in the comments, or what your favorite versions are of a specific color. I'm always looking for recommendations. And if you liked this video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing, as it really helps out the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.